Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we are putting aside, the usual clickbait about robots coming for your job.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at a much more subtle argument from a stack of new research.
Yeah, this idea that AI isn't really a replacement for us, but more of a, a cognitive bridge.
Cognitive bridge, I like that.
It's a fascinating pivot. We're looking at this framework called Generative Collective Intelligence, or GCI. The whole mission here is to explore how AI is shifting from just a tool into a genuine partner in our thinking.
But also the risks, right? The risks that come with that kind of intimacy.
Yep, exactly.
So let's unpack the why. There's this brilliant analogy in the paper about bees foraging for flowers.
Ah, yes, to explain the minimum regret principle.
Right, the classic exploitation-exploration dilemma.
Yeah.
So in a hive, you have some bees that stick to the flower beds they know. That's exploitation, it's safe.
Mm-hmm. The known quantity.
But you need the other bees, the explorers, to fly into the unknown and find new patches. And apparently humans, we're not great at balancing that. We get stuck in our ways.
And that's where GCI comes in. It kind of acts like the hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
It uses AI to mask identities.
So it strips away who said what.
Precisely. So ideas are judged purely on merit. It creates this immediate psychological safety. You're not just agreeing with your boss because they're the boss.
You're agreeing with an idea because the data says it's a good idea.
Exactly.
They even have a mechanism for this, the law of comparative judgment. It sounds very dense.
It sounds it, but it's not. It's basically just pairwise comparisons.
It's like an eye exam. Better one or better two.
That's a perfect way to put it. Think of choosing a spatula handle. You don't need a degree to know which one just feels better. The AI presents two options. You pick one.
And if you do that enough times with a group,
your subjective opinion hardens into objective data. It turns these vague feelings into a really clear roadmap.
Okay, so that's the dream scenario. A machine for better collective thinking. But this is where the narrative shifts, doesn't it?
It does.
If the bridge is doing all the heavy lifting for us, what happens to our legs? We have to talk about the dependency trap.
Yeah, and this is where a study from the International Journal of Global Mental Health comes in. They found a significant positive relationship.
Meaning?
The more students relied on AI, the less capable they were of making decisions on their own.
And it's not just a bad habit, it's physiological, right? The study pointed out that brain-only writing...
Just you and a blank page.
Right. It triggers significantly higher neural connectivity than when you use an AI assistant.
It's like the difference between lifting a weight yourself and, watching a video of someone else lifting it.
You get the result, but not the strength.
Exactly. The paper warns we're risking shallower knowledge. We get the answer faster, but we lose the understanding of why it's the right answer.
And when you scale that shallower knowledge up to high-stakes fields, like law and healthcare, it gets pretty dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. The black box problem. An Indian law journal points this out. AI might make courts more efficient, sure, but it threatens due process.
Oh, so?
Well, if a defendant can't understand how an algorithm decided they were guilty, can you really call that justice?
It's efficiency versus fairness. And speaking of efficiency, that AI Sweden white paper was shockingly blunt. They're facing a 2.1 billion deficit.
A huge deficit. It was a real reality check. They basically said, forget the sci-fi diagnostic stuff for now.
They're pivoting to the boring stuff.
The boring but essential administrative AI, just automating paperwork to keep the whole system from collapsing.
But even in that bureaucratic world, the cognitive bridge concept opens up some wild possibilities, that de novo design initiative.
Oh, that was fascinating. A collective intelligence group used GCI to completely reimagine healthcare economics.
What was their idea?
They proposed treating the patient not as a cost, but as an asset class.
An asset class? You mean like stocks?
Essentially, yes. Creating tradable financial derivatives based on people's health outcomes.
Wow. Turning our health into a stock market, that is a staggering idea.
It is. But you see, no single doctor or economist would probably ever propose that on their own. It took the cognitive bridge to connect those totally disparate dots.
So what does this all mean then? We have this tool that can solve massive deficits, but it might also be atrophying our brains and creating judicial black boxes.
The tension is really between augmentation and replacement, isn't it? Are we building a partner or just a very, very sophisticated crutch?
I want to leave you with one final stat from that mental health survey. It really stopped me in my tracks.
Okay.
80% of Gen Z respondents said they considered the possibility of marrying an AI.
Wow. That really forces us to ask the question, Are we actually looking for connection, or are we just looking for a partner who will never, ever disagree with us?
Just a very convincing echo chamber. Thanks for listening.